4 or 5 hours today, I'll have an hour. You're looking for excuses to lose. And when you do lose, it's none of it's going right. But your mindset is the wrong way, okay, and lose. Sometimes that's the mindset of a loser. In the end, when I say in the end, one of my last games on that stage is the fact that I just wanted to play well. Whether I won or not was kind of irrelevant, and that's shocking.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand exactly where you're coming from. I remember maybe, I don't know, 18, 20 months ago, going to a Pro Tour event at Wigan, and you were there, you were playing, you were competing, you said you felt really well, and you felt really good. I think you lost the game 6-0, and you didn't quite realise what happened, except that you were trying too hard.
This is what happens when you're playing quality players like Coach Stompe is playing every week. You don't get a break. You don't get that one game where you can be slightly off the boil and win it. Everything is about results.
100.
And these guys are up there now with the crowd singing, "Stand up if you love the darts." Well, these chairs are not being used in a commentary box, I can tell you.
Well, the crowd are into the match, the crowd are into the World Championship.
54.
And I think it's fair to say we're off and running. The World Championship 2013.
64.
Not the best setup.
106.
Fancy Paul to have one double, which he will get if he hits the single 14, which he does. Double 16 for a 2-1 lead in the first set.
Mystic Marvel, thank you very much. 2-1 it is, and that will silence a few of the boo boys, I'm sure.
Oh yes, so he's off the mark with a 180.
Well, just to remind you, the winner of this will take on Robert Thornton in the second round. Thornton mighty impressive in the opening match of the tournament.
97.
Lost only one leg in walloping Sweden's Magnus Carus. A lot of people have been talking in terms of Robert Thornton being a major threat. He proved why tonight.
91.
Played superbly, did Robert, averaging 99. And he may have to do it again against one of these two. Who it'll be, no one knows. Second 180. Oh, no. Things are livening up.
Well, so far, Nicholson has handled it pretty well. Pressure and
80.
all that the crowd has been able to throw at him.
Well, that was unfortunate. It was nothing to do with a bounce out. The flight was in the way of the previous dart. The Coe is left. Should we call it the Thornton?
So you require 150.
Took out 150 twice. Well, he has his own way of doing things.
It's a good way. 57, 57, 36. That's what he's going for. Left the double.
Well, good game this. We thought it would be, had the potential to be the match of the night. Can we put some pressure on Thornton?
138.
Thornton, of course, plays the winner, and Stompe here hoping to be the winner. He wants to take this deciding, this first set into a deciding leg. That's awkward. Got to go high.
No score.
He darted himself with the first dart.
76.
Made it really awkward. And Paul Nicholson got a 1-3-8 previously to lead this 76. This is for the set. And he gets it. What a set from Paul Nicholson. It was hanging in the balance, but then a 1-3-8 followed by a 76 kill. That was settling down. The crowd go wild.
bit of asset management on the Ali Pally stage. He's changed a bit, hasn't he, since we first saw him on our Sky Sports start screens. Rob Fulton, very impressive, lost only one leg. The big shock of the night, Lyon beating Andre Velgan. He will play Kevin Pater. Nicholson winning the opening set against Stompe. Next up, the world champ against Gino Voss. And then Pater against Lund to round it all off. But here Nicholson wins the opening set on throw.
It's all going according to plan. You're a Paul Nicholson fan. Yeah, a 106 opening set, followed by 76. It was all kind of hanging in the balance, that set, until Coe missed 3 darts at 32. And then Paul Nicholson stepped in, showed a bit of class. We know how well this guy can play. The real deal. In his own opinion of his own game, he needs to show it more.
Yeah. Well, Stompe last year lost in the second round to Terry Jenkins. You will remember that between the first round and the second round after Christmas, Stompe was bitten by a dog back in Holland on his throwing hand, and that was it. It was game up. It was game over, and he was well beaten by Jenkins as well in the second round. But no mishaps, no excuses. That's what both players were actually saying before this match. No excuses. You've got to get up there and get the job done.
100.
Well, this set, obviously important to both players, but you just feel that Coe has to win it just to stay in this match. And Coe, this is his 5th World Championship at the PDC.
60.
With a few in the BDO.
127.
Reached the quarter-finals. So the first round will not daunt him at all. But he's not showing the form he was then, is he?
Well, should win this opening leg of the second set. 50 years old these days, Stompe.
140.
Bit of pressure on the shot. There was pressure on Stompe in the last leg of the opening set. Clean darts at double 12. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. 1-0 in the second set. And that'll help after those missed darts at double at the end of the first set.
Yeah, very well done indeed. You've lost the opening set. It's your darts in the next. You've got to win it.
55.
You've got to keep your opponent on their toes. Let them know that you're still in it. If we can put in a big in here, we'd be favourites to win this leg. Go 2-0 up. That is a great dart.
Well, we talked 12 months ago, Nicholson was very much in the mix for the Premier League. He lost in the third round to Kim Huybrechts.
140.
And that burst the bubble, didn't it? And it really meant that he started the season in early 2012 and couldn't get everything together and went downhill since. But that loss to Huybrechts last year here took a lot out of him.
Yeah, it did. It kind of knocked him for 6. Now, we'll go treble 20. The reason for the switching on 306 is if you stay on 20s and you hit, say, a 140, leaves you a bogey. Coe will be going. Thought he was going for a 171 there. He left 151 on purpose. I'm kidding.
That's a good dart from Paul Nicholson.
100. You require 151.
Treble 20. Well, he'll stay there now. If he could hit 2 treble 20s, 1 treble 20 Coe.
55.
Well, the last 6 darts have not been good from Stompe. He's put himself in a bit of trouble here. Could potentially have broken throw. Now there's a treble 18 or a bullseye begging. Double 18 for a 147.
129.
Well, that was a good effort.
Are you
A
required?
really good effort from Paul Nicholson. This for a break of throw. Did he go for double 8? He did. He went for double 18 and tops. Well, it was worth a shot, wasn't it?
Yeah, he
You
had to.
require 18.
Double 9. Never a nice double. That's why. And single 1 for double 4. There's pressure on this. This has to go. What a dart. Believe me, that has hurt Coach Stompe. He would have thought, you know what, I've got a great chance to come back here for 2-0 in this set. A little smirk from Nico.
Yeah,
100.
he's handled all that the crowd have thrown at him so far. I think he's also, in the last 12 months, got caught between a rock and a hard place. I mean, he sort of took over Peter Manley's mantle as the bad boy of darts, and then decided that, well, I want to be the bad boy, but not that bad. It didn't quite work, and it affected his darts, and I think he literally got caught in two minds as to what to do.
That's very funny. Yeah, I just think with Paul that he sometimes thinks about the game far too much. As I said, no one would have prepared like for Paul Nicholson with his diet and his training and the practice he puts in, the routines that he plays out. He comes on with the glasses and he's such a good player, but as you said, he doesn't know what he wants to do. Does he want him on his side or not? And I think it's about time that Paul just went up there and played, because, as I said, he's one hell of a player.
Well, absolutely. I mean,
46.
his debut here in 2009, he reached the quarterfinals. He beat Adrian Lewis and beat him easily en route to the quarterfinals when he played here
98.
first 4 years ago. Always has the ability to produce something extra special.
It's a treble 5. That
95.
doesn't really hurt.
So you require 160.
Both on 160. Oh, there's too much head shaking from Coe, I'm afraid.
28.
Not happy at all. It's getting away from him.
160.
If Paul Nicholson could get this or put in a big one, Coe would be under all sorts of pressure.
Well, what an opportunity for Nicholson. Break the throw here, then throw for the set in the next.
100.
Well, he's settled for
So
that.
you require 132.
Stompe's got to take this. 1-3-2, Coe. Well, single 1. It's not going to happen, is it? What a chance here for Nicholson.
72.
Well, the shot was bullseye, 32.
We require 60.
Well, now both on 60. 20 for double 20. May have to move over. No, it's staying put. That is a marker that he will surely use. And indeed he does. That is a massive break in the context of this match. Coach Stompe is in trouble.
Full flag, ball to throw.
Well, what a chance here for Nicholson
Game on.
to take a firm grip on this first round match. No stranger to playing on the opening night either. The third time that he's had to play on the opening night of the World Championship. A couple of years ago,
82.
he beat Steve Farmer 3-0 on opening night. He'd love to repeat the dose here against the Dutchman.
Coe looking perplexed. Doesn't quite work out. What's going wrong with his game? But Paul, to me, looks very relaxed indeed. An opening game, opening night. It's not easy to feel relaxed.
We talked about losing to Hybrex here last year and what that did to him. Also, I think
60.
when Nicholson and Simon Whitlock lost the World Cup of Darts to Taylor and Lewis in Hamburg in February. They had darts to win the match. They probably should have won the World Cup of Darts, and that really did set Nicholson back for quite a long period of time.
Well, losing in major finals is no fun. It really does all depend what you want to take away from it. If you've gone there as, right, do you know what, I'm going to go there and I'm going to win this and I'm going to wipe the floor with everyone, which I'm assuming Paul Nicholson and Simon Whitlock did, you can only come unstuck. A lot of players, even Phil Taylor will tell you, what you have to do, set yourself targets, right, I'm going to go there, play each game as it comes, then when you get there, you haven't built yourself up so much. I just found with Paul that he put all his eggs in one basket in that final. It was do or die, and I'm afraid it didn't work out for him.
Well, Stompe here.
83.
Well, that was a loose last dart. For Stompe, with that dart going into the treble one, he's left a bogey, so Nicholson knows. Another one of those makes him big favourite. Beautiful, lovely darts, Paul Nicholson.
Co really is playing the board, looking for any big segment.
56.
They ended up making a bit of a hash of it. 50 for the second set. Got to say, Stu is in control of this.
It's been impressive so far. It's been very impressive. Paul Nicholson at the moment is cruising into round 2 of the World Champs. Brilliant start from Nicholson. 2 sets to the good against coach Stompe at the Ali Pally.
Well, there's the man, there's the dart, and there is the double that puts Paul Nicholson 2 sets up, and he loves it. Look at that for a celebration. Get in there, he's saying. Superb stuff from Paul, in total control of this match. We've already seen Robert Thornton do a job on Magnus Carris. 3-0. Lung beats Belga 4-1 in a superb performance there. Paul Nicholson, as I said, 2 sets up. Now, next, current champ Adrian Lewis versus Gino Boss. Then Kevin Painter versus the prelim winner, Lung.
Game on.
Well, it's in your own hands here, Paul Nicholson. Hold your throw, and you're through to play Robert Thornton in the second round a week tonight at the Ali Pally. Not far to go home these days from London. Paul Nicholson living in Corby in Northamptonshire now. Yeah, but you mentioned Coe's trials and tribulations. It was only a little over 2 years ago that he was in the top 16, and the Stompe fans are all a little bit quieter in the arena. Stompe now is going to drop outside the world's top 40 after this tournament.
You start dropping down the rankings, your seeding changes, and all of a sudden, instead of playing the likes of Paul Nicholson, brilliant dance from Coe, his second 180. Instead of playing the likes of Paul Nicholson in the quarterfinals, semi-finals tournaments, you're now having in the first round. And this just confounds the problem. You're not playing well, so you drop down, and you're not winning because you're playing the likes of Paul Nicholson first round. It's It's a horrible situation, but the only way to put it right is to win dart matches. And that's what Coe is trying to do. Without success at the moment,
Easy one.
because Paul Nicholson is playing a very, very steady game, a professional game.
That's a perfect dart for Nicholson. 140 is a beauty.
100.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that.
120.
Another treble 20. Another 20 to lead
100.
tops. Will he get a shot?
76.
Big visit.
Yeah, already taken out 76 in 2 darts. Is he going to repeat the dose here? Stompe is hoping. Stompe is hoping. And he isn't going to get a shot at tops. And Nicholson is 2 legs away from round 2.
It's very likely, doesn't he, Paul? The crowd are on his back for the duration of that last throw. But he didn't care. He said he took the 76 out before in the first set. Does it again.
We were talking about Nicholson's identity problem, if you like, to be the bad boy or not to be the bad boy. Discipline and direction are the 2 words that he used talking to him a couple of hours ago. That's what I need, discipline and direction. But he's still betwixt and between in which direction to go.
As I said, he sometimes overthinks the situations. Highly intelligent man. Maybe slightly going against him when you just need to do something. Just get it done. Just do it the way you know how to do it.
Discipline and direction, the 2 words that we've never used to describe Wayne Marvel on the stage.
No, I don't know what you've used to describe me, to be honest. A buffoon would be one of them. Well, this is an important leg, needless to say, for Stompe. He does have to win this, and that is a good dart. After losing the line with the first, that's superb.
Yeah, Nicholson has to just refocus, can't afford to lose concentration now. He's close. He's very, very close.
You start losing legs, they turn into sets, then you start to panic. And Coe will want to do, leave himself a 1-darter. Wants a treble.
60.
Oh, you see the looks of the heavens, he knows that that might not be good enough.
Well, Nicholson will be saying 6 darts from here. I'll win another leg and I'm throwing for the match in the next. Needs 1 big treble from this visit.
He dragged that dart. That wasn't a pull, that was a drag. Just held on to the dart too long. That last dart was superb.
What a good dart that was, Wayne. Somehow found a way between the flights. Oh, look at this. Another one of those. Well, 25 would have left another one of those. It was a great first dart.
Those darts are, he's playing with not much confidence, but even his darts are entering the board at an odd angle for him. His darts used to stand up rather nicely, a bit like Paul's. But now, they're leaning over, low, to the right. Well, Paul Nicholson needed a single 18 to leave the bullseye. He's been over aggressive and gone for the treble.
36.
Yeah. That is a schoolboy error.
Concentration, that's what we were talking about before. Tops for Stompe. I think those 2 darts sum up Coe's night and possibly sum up his year as well.
Didn't look at all likely, did he? So on his day, could have had this game wrapped up himself. Now, his favourite double 16 for another leg.
Paul Nicholson.
You know what, Wayne? He hasn't missed very much over that side of the ball. Double 16, double 8. He's been pretty good tonight. 8 out of 17, which is approaching 50% on the doubles, and they're impressive numbers for an opening night. Opening night of the World Championship, you just want to win.
I've spoke to Paul Nicholson about his fondness, if you like, for double 16. And his words to me were, I am without doubt the best double 16 hitter on the planet. And I don't care whether he is or not. It's the fact that he believes it, and I like that. I like that a lot.
I'll go along with that.
I used to be relentless on double 18. Never used to hit it, but I was relentless leaving it.
60.
And then double 9. And then 1 double 4.
Oh, the memories.
60.
Well, the game is getting away from Stompe. 2 sets down, 2 legs down. Can only win 1 leg at a time, but he's got to break. Otherwise, he's back home, I'm afraid.
100.
Holland.
Wow.
17
scored. I'm afraid Paul Nicholson might, as far as Stompe is concerned, be winning this match here and now. Let's see. That's Stompe. I think he was embarrassed by that.
Yeah, you took the words
95.
right out of my mouth there. I really do feel he's just embarrassed to be up there now. Hence the smile. There's been some good darts, yes. There's been far too many bad ones from Coe. It's a shame to see such a good player. I remember when he joined the PDC, he burst onto the scene and he won the German Darts Championship, beating Phil Taylor in the final with an 108 average. That's how good Stompe can be. So to see him, it's not even play like this. It's with the lack of confidence he's got. It's not nice to see a friend play like this. It really isn't.
Great last dart from Nicholson. You feel it could be match point, but Stompe going to put some pressure on here, isn't he?
133. We require 86.
Match point Paul Nicholson for a place in round 2.
Treble 18. Now, he won't miss the single 18 this time, surely. For the bullseye.
61.
Well, it was a great effort, wasn't it?
No, you require 69.
To save the match, Stu.
Which way will it go? 10 for tops to stay in the World Championship.
49. Oh, you require
Deep down,
25.
he didn't think he was going to get that. Now, for a 3-0 win, single 9 for double 8.
For a place in round 2. Job done, Paul Nicholson. Impressive. He loses only 2 legs in the entire match. And what a game that will be in round 2. It's Nicholson against Thornton in the second round at the World Championship. But coming up next in the first round of the opening night, the world champ is on the stage at the Ali Pali.